On today's Fisherman's Handbook, we're getting in some super skinny water with our kayaks, and later we'll show you a great way to target the fish in cold water conditions.
You know, kayak fishing is it's really taken off in recent years, and if you follow our shows, you see us kayaking several times a year, and to me it allows us to go to places that we don't normally access when our big rangers. It opens up a lot of other waters and a lot of other opportunities, and I love opportunities. I like to be able to go do a wide range of things, whether I'm saltwater fishing, freshwater fishing, even into my hunting. I like to hunt with a lot of different methods, but a kayak to me opens up bodies of water that either one are restricted to that type of access from, you know, no big motors, or number two, takes you into those backwaters, takes you into those pristine rivers, takes you into places where there are no boat ramps, and that's where using that Hobie kayak has become a big part of our fishing arsenal. And all I've got to do is look at the Devil's River float that we did, you know, this past year. You know, we were going into an area that few people have ever had an opportunity to go fish, and we're floating down through there, and we're catching big smallmouth, and we're catching big largemouth, and we're enjoying a wide range of fishing activity, but also enjoying some of the most incredible scenery that you can ever find when it comes to fishing.
When you're going to fish any river system, you really have to take in consideration the areas you're going to be fishing, you know, how shallow it is, how rocky it is, how much moving water versus still water. And luckily at Hobie, I've got kayaks that are going to fit any of our needs. And I actually brought Revolution, an Outback, and then I brought our Pro Anglers. And I really wanted to look at the area we were going to fish first. And when I saw that we had a nice big mile stretch of open water with limited shoals, you know, the Pro Angler is just the boat of choice for that. Takes a little more work to get it up and down, but when you get out there and get on the water fishing, it's just a great platform. Had we been in an area with a lot of shoals and a lot of rapids and shallow water, I would have probably gone with an Outback or a Revolution, which is a narrower boat that will help you shoot the shoals better. So it just depends on the area you're going to fish and what product's going to work best for you in that area.
Ah, Lee, it's a big fish.
I don't see him in there. Quit toying with him, Wade.
Huh?
Get him.
I'm trying. The bed is right
in that neck.
There's like those two right there, the bed's in between there.
There he goes, coming up on you, see him?
Yeah, I just want to let it sit there and let her settle down and see how she's making passes to there now. I had her fired up. That's the small one. The big one's over there. You ready, Justin? Fucking giant.
Drop!
God, look at this Devil's River kayak bass.
Woo! She grew by the time you got her out of the water.
Wow.
The Fisherman's Handbook will be right back. The Fisherman's Handbook is brought to you in part by Cabela's, it's in your nature. Ranger Boats, still building legends, one at a time. Yamaha Marine, reliability starts here. And by Garmin, the power of simple.
You just want to fish, not mess around with buttons and settings and such. That's why they made every Garmin Echo fish finder easy to use. You see fish, you catch fish, easy. Fight fish, not your fish finder. Get the unsurpassed power, clarity, and dependability of a Garmin Echo fish finder.
Engineered to excel, the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series are built for the ultimate ownership experience. It's a commitment to excellence packed with real-world advantages and exclusive features. Experience the accelerated performance standards of the legendary Ranger Z series. From first light to last cast, they're put together to set you apart. Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here.
Yamaha VMAX SHO, the game changer. The pros knew right out of the first hole shot that the VMAX SHO was the real deal. VMAX SHO exceeds two-stroke performance, delivers four-stroke efficiency, and is packed with legendary Yamaha reliability. It's the faster, stronger, smarter, lighter family of VMAX SHO outboards from Yamaha.
For camping, fishing, hunting, or anything outdoors, bring along Arctic Ice. Simply freeze these versatile cooler packs and they're ready to keep your food and drinks cold throughout your outing. Arctic Ice can maintain in a cooler 60% longer than the equal weight of regular ice, and with no more mess or soggy food. Arctic Ice is clean and easy. Alaskan Series can maintain a sub 40-degree cooler for days, and the Tundra Series can keep game frozen till it gets home. Preserve an Arctic refuge in your cooler. Choose Arctic Ice.
Welcome back to the Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook with Wade Middleton.
How would you like to win some of the baits you're seeing us use on today's show? Or even better, how about winning a fishing trip with me? It's very simple. Go to the Fisherman's Handbook Facebook page, like the page, and follow along, and you'll be able to be eligible to win certain prizes and possibly go fishing with me.
We're getting shallow in our Hobie kayaks for some fun and relaxation out on the water.
Lake is obviously high. A lot of this stuff's flooded. And you know, when you got 1.5 foot, 2, 3 foot of water back up in this stuff, these bass are gonna push back up in here. I mean, they're just getting in places nobody can get to them to even try to catch them. So we got our kayak out here today and we can get to them. So we're gonna see what happens. Look at there. First fish in the Hobie kayak. That's just what I thought, man. We're back up in here and this stuff so far. There's no way you can get a normal sized bass boat back in here to them. And that's what these fish are doing. They're just pushed back up here in this thick stuff. But I can get to them today. This is all right.
When it comes to access on those kayaks, you know, I've gone from one extreme to the other. You look at the Devil's River float that we did, which was very difficult to get in. You know, it's private land all the way up down through there. There's a few public access points, but not many. And it's a trip that you've really got to plan out. Then you can go to the flip side of it. You can go to all the urban fisheries that are not designed for big boats, and you can take a kayak and dump them in and have incredible success. You know, you look at the backdrop in Austin, you know, what a major metropolitan area. You know, you've got the University of Texas Longhorns over there practicing. You've got people practicing rowing. You've got joggers. You've got people going about their daily 9-to-5 life, driving up and down I-35. And we're down there in kayaks whacking on largemouth bass. And that's just something that a kayak allows you to do, whether it's a way off the beaten path place or going to an urban fishery. You know, it's so easy for anybody to be able to use, whether you've got it tossed on top of a little bit of Yugo looking vehicle or you got it tied into the back of your truck. I mean, it's just another arsenal that opens up a lot of things in your fishing inventory.
So here we're, you know, it's a pretty good town lake here in Austin.
Right.
A well-known area and well-known for bass fishing. So we don't have too much current or rocks. We're using the Pro Angler, which is just designed and set up for fishing.
There you go.
Hey,
A good one.
There you go.
Nice one there, Mr. Keaton. All right, go back and grow up, baby. Look at that. That's nice. Well, I tell you what, late in the evening has been a fun day when you can get out here and relax and enjoy some fishing. Not hard work at all. When it comes to stability and versatility in kayak fishing, you know, the first thing that always popped into my mind were, man, I'm gonna turn over. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. You take that Hobie Pro Angler and you can stand up and flip in the deepest cover and catch largemouth bass. I mean, you can cast as hard as I can on front deck in my big 520 Ranger. You know, I can turn around, I can maneuver around, and I feel just as stable and safe in there. I can also cover a tremendous amount of water with the Hobie Mirage Drive system, which allows me to sit comfortably and be able to take off across the water. I can also haul a lot of gear in these. I mean, when it comes to kayak fishing, you pick the right model that really suits your needs, and you're gonna be shocked and surprised at what all you can do with it.
Yeah, we went 6 or 7 miles today. You know, just the Hobie Mirage Drive as a pedal system, and leaves your hands free, and so you just pedal along and you got your steering right here, and I just use my thumb to steer the kayak. You know, the pedals are really pretty cool. You pop out, and so as my feet are moving back and forth, pedals below the boat are moving, and so when I'm in shallow water, I can feather them. So just stay in 6 inches of water. If I can't do a full stroke, I just pop back in. So it's fun, and it's one of those things. Why didn't I think of that thing? It's simple, efficient, and very durable.
To find a Hobie dealer near you, visit hobiefishing.com. When we come back, Wade helps you beat the cold water temperatures with a jigging spoon. The Fisherman's Handbook crew trusts Ranger boats to get them to and from their favorite spots on the water. Let's put your Ranger knowledge to the test. How many different series of boats are represented in Ranger Boats product offerings? For the answer to this, or to find out more about Ranger Boats, visit mydreamrig.com.
The world has never seen a hook like this.
What I thought was good before is not so good now.
The first surgically sharpened fish hook.
This is the best ever.
In test after test, we have proven that anyone can set this new hook with half the effort of any other hook.
That's money.
Introducing the Tro-Car hook, a weapon for fishermen who aren't just out to catch fish, but are out to win.
There is no other sunglass product on the market like Amphibia. Optimized for life on water and land, Amphibia frames are designed to fit comfortably no matter how your face is shaped, to stay firmly in place through your most physical activities and to float in water.
See this? No! Oh! I see him!
On top of all this, Amphibia products are built to last, ensuring that they'll stand up to whatever you can dish out time and time again. No other sunglass product on the market offers the features and quality that we do. Amphibia sports sunglasses incorporate several new advances, including maximum horizontal displacement lenses and a patented air cells that ensures every frame floats. In addition, Amphibia lenses are scratch resistant, 100% polarized, anti-reflective on both the inside and outside, waterphobic, and ANSI rated for protection. Amphibia sunglasses are truly designed for life on the water.
Welcome back to the Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook with Wade Middleton. Brought to you in part by Amphibia Performance Floating Eye Gear, because the Earth is mostly water. Hobie Fishing, Mirage Drive Pedal Systems. Arctic Ice, preserve an Arctic refuge in your cooler. And by Big Bite Baits, designed to bring the big bite to your line.
You know, Lake Texoma is a fishery that I've got a lot of experience on. Grew up not far from there. It straddles the Oklahoma-Texas border. In recent years, it's really become a dynamic bass fishing lake. You've got smallmouth, largemouth, and spotted bass that call it home. And you know, a lot of people, when you say Lake Texoma, they immediately start thinking about stripers, which are still very prolific up there. But let me tell you, the bass fishing on Texoma has really taken off in recent years, and it's become a 12-month out of the year lake. You know, whether you're a guy that likes to go out and fish shallow or go fish deep in cold water. And you know, recently we had a chance to go up there and we fished with a jigging spoon. You know, weather conditions were really cold to start the day, but the fish that we were able to find were pretty active. Shallower there, that kind of fooled me. Went from 25 to 30 feet deep. I was expecting it to fall a little further. We got a big bluebird day, and the docks definitely provide a lot of shade in this type of a situation. And just like me, I don't like squinting my eyes, and I think a bass is the same way. He wants to be up in that shade to find a comfort zone. But generally, when you find the sweet spot around all these docks, because if you look in some of these marinas, there's going to be 40, 50, 200, 400 boat slips in there. And what separates one from the other is going to be some little irregularity a lot of times. Maybe a channel swing, maybe it's a hump, maybe there's a steep drop off right there. There's going to be something around one of those boat docks that's going to cause the fish to really gang up on it. Big one. You can do this for hours of mundane nothing, and then it just loads up on you. We kind of gone back up into a marina slip here. Color dock. That's a good cold weather bass right there. Look at that guy right there. That's what you can find doing this kind of fishing. I mean, it just felt like I'd hooked a towel. What you're liable to do in one of these marinas, that's a tank of a bass right there. Like that.
Let's take a closer look at the gear Wade's using to beat the cold. Fisherman's Handbook presents End of the Line, the gear you need to get the big one tugging on the end of your line.
The plain old silver spoon's been around a long time. It's a time-proven bait. You can catch fish on it just about every year, time and time again. But there are times I believe that, you know, a spoon that's been enhanced, it's really got a lot of imaging to it. It's really got a lot of coloration to really mimic a live bait fish is going to help pay off a little bit better. We've got a mix of both of them here, and primarily we're going to drop a silver one, and then we're going to drop one that's made specifically by Cabela's that looks like a bait fish. I mean, it's got lines on the side of it, it's got eyes on it. I mean, it mimics a bait fish as far as I'm concerned, exactly like what swims in this body of water. You know, our rod and reel setup today, we're using 7-foot rods, which is primarily what I like to. They're made by Cabela's. I like a medium heavy to a heavy action rod when I'm fishing these bigger weights, you know, because we're going to be dropping a 3/4 to a 1 ounce spoon to be able to really get it going right by their head. We're spooled up with 20-pound Sunline Super Mono. I think that is the best setup for what we're doing here. I like a monofilament line in this type of situation, and that Super Mono by Sunline is the best for what we're doing. It's very manageable. It doesn't get, it's able to handle the cold weather. It doesn't kink up on me as bad as some lines do when it gets cold like this. Our reel is going to be the Cabela's Prodigy reel. We've got the perfect setup to be able to get out and cover a lot of water and drop these spoons down there. You know, you don't want to get out here with too light an action rod because it can really hinder you when you're dropping these big baits.
Cabela's has a brand new line of bait casting reels like the Tournament ZX, the Prodigy B, and the Verano, made for all levels of anglers. To find out more about these reels or for any of the products seen on today's show, visit Cabelas.com.
Brownie. He got a little mad once he got out here and saw that sunshine. Come here. Nice. Another good one. Brownie. So far we got a big largemouth. Nice mouth. Like that. The thing about this style of fishing here that we're doing, we're just literally covering water and bouncing this bait up. I threw that troll card, didn't want to let him go. Bouncing that bait up down there. Smallmouth. We're fishing out here fairly deep around these balls of shad. And it seems like every time we get around a ball of shad, we get a bite. You know, that fish there probably wasn't 60 yards when we caught the other one. The action has not been fast or furious. We haven't gotten into that, you know, flurry, hadn't gotten into that action where you drop an in and catch 4 or 5 at the same time. Maybe it's because we had a cold front the last few days, who knows? But right now we're starting to get a few more bites on it, and we're having fun with the spoon. You know, when you're fishing that old jigging spoon, that's a fun way to catch them. You know, a lot of times you're really paying attention to what's happening on your electronics. You're dropping it vertical in and around cover in places there, and the strikes can be a really aggressive thump, or it can be as just a mushy feeling down there where you're reeling up, and next thing you know, you got an old big one. But regardless, the jigging spoon is one of those baits that it produces time in, time out, and it's not anything other than a big old hard piece of metal. It's got a little flash to it, resembling a dying or struggling bait fish, but used in the right situation, that jigging spoon is going to produce some pretty good action.
More Lake Texoma jigging when the Fisherman's Handbook returns.
Hobie kayaks provide the ultimate lightweight fishing platforms that will offer anyone what they want when it comes time to hit the water. Hobie Kayak's commitment to innovation, quality, and owner satisfaction is unparalleled in the industry. So when it's time for you to go kayaking, remember there's only one name to remember, and that's Hobie Kayak.
Since 1996, Frog Togs outerwear have kept outdoorsmen warm and dry, even in the worst of conditions. Now, Frog Togs have expanded beyond hunting and fishing markets and revolutionized the industry with their patented fabric system. Frog Togs are extremely lightweight and portable. They pack easily in your car, boat, RV, and even on your motorcycle. Best of all, Frog Togs are 100% waterproof and windproof, and yet extremely breathable. Check us out online at frogtogs.com. Frog Togs, stop the rain.
After your next successful fishing trip, savor the flavor with a Bradley Smoker. They have a whole list of creative recipes for catch with a wide variety of delicious smoky wood flavors. Find out more about making your meal as memorable as the fishing trip at bradleysmoker.com.
It's for those who get up early on weekends and those who'd rather rough it than take it easy. It's for those who know it's not just a sport, but a way of life. The new Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing system keeps food fresh up to 5 times longer with a rugged design and 12-volt adapter cord for easy use in the field, ensuring your game and fish is fresh when you need it. The Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing system. Fielded fresh, sealed fresh.
After your next successful fishing trip, savor the flavor with a Bradley Smoker. They have a whole list of creative recipes for catch with a wide variety of delicious smoky wood flavors. Find out more about making your meal as memorable as the fishing trip at bradleysmoker.com.
Welcome back to the Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook with Wade Middleton. We're cold weather fishing on Lake Texoma and using a jigging spoon to get the bite going.
You know, a jigging spoon, it's just a big chunk of lead. You can paint them up, you can do a lot of things to jazz them up, you can change the hooks out like I like to do, but in reality it's still just a big old chunk of lead that is designed to mimic an injured or dying bait fish. And sometimes that bite can be as aggressive as you can expect on any bait, or it can be as subtle as just an old mushy bag right then. So be paying attention when you're fishing a jigging spoon. And remember, put some of them in your box, because I promise you there's a time and a place when a jigging spoon is going to outshine any other bait that you've got. Come here, fish. Come up here, buddy. We had to trick you into biting with several shakes there, but it finally worked. I like it. I like it. Big or small, they're all fun when they tug. Go back there. You know, the technique for this is pretty simple. You cover a lot of water, you hit your button, you drop your spoon down to the bottom, and sometimes it'll stop while it's going down. You pump it a couple times, you reel it up and do it again. And you start covering a lot of water like that, you can be really effective in this type of technique and cover a tremendous amount of water until you hit that wad of fish. When you hit that wad of fish, just keep dropping it in the same area and drop it in there as fast as you can, because once you get them fired up, it's amazing how many bites in a row you might get. You know, you get in these slips, and a lot of the guys that are really good at this, I get to making a mistake. I get to doing it too tight line. You really want this bait to fall on a lot of slack line. It'll flutter and flop as it goes down like that. And that's what that bait fish is looking like, that's distressed. And when you'll do that, a lot of times when you pick up on that deal, it's just gonna load up and go down on you. There's one. There we go. Little bitty guy, all sizes. Boy, I had to work that pole over. I probably dropped it and jerked and twisted 3 or 4 different casts around that one pole right there before that fish bit. Got him that time though. This is so much fun, just doing this like this. To me, now all I'm doing is literally in this marina, and I'm just going along and taking my big old spoon here, and I've changed the hook out and put a trocar on there, a little bit sharper. And I just go drop it right there and I watch it fall on slack line, engage my reel, and then I just start twitching it up and down like that. And every now and then that line jumps and something takes off swimming with it, so. Catch a little bit of everything now. We got a disaster. You know, this technique can catch big ones and it can catch small ones, and you really don't know what's going to bite when you drop it down there. You're liable to catch a 20-pound striper on a drop, or a 2-pound sand bass, or a 5-pound smallmouth, or a 2-pound largemouth. You just don't know when you're fishing like this, and that to me is what makes it kind of exciting. You know, we're primarily targeting largemouth bass and or smallmouth, but I'll take whatever bites when I'm doing this kind of fishing. When you look back at fishing trips like that, where it's really cold out there, and you're getting a few bites and you catch a big one or two, it warms you up. It doesn't matter, you know, the conditions that are out there, but a couple of things you got to really keep in mind in those types of conditions. You know, be aware of your surroundings, because a lot of times if you're the only boats out on the water and if something does happen, it's easy to get yourself in a bind. Make sure you dress for that type of a condition. If you get wet, man, don't be afraid to run on back and get dry, because hypothermia can really sit in fast in those cold water conditions. And you know, just kind of take yourself a little bit slower pace when it's that type of a condition, and without question, make sure you got your life jacket on when you're running out across the lake in case anything does happen in these cold water conditions.
Thanks for watching. Join us next week for more fishing tips and trips with the pros.
How would you like to win some of the baits you're seeing us use on today's show? Or even better, how about winning a fishing trip with me? It's very simple. Go to the Fisherman's Handbook Facebook page, like the page and follow along, and you'll be able to be eligible to win certain prizes and possibly go fishing with me.
There we go.
Get him?
I think I got him this time. Yeah, I got a light rod too.
He's a little better than you think he is.
Hang on.
Wow. Good one right there. That's a good one.